If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all, man? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the GMS show, man. I appreciate every single one of y'all for pulling up. GMS fam, go ahead and enter that live chat. Let me know you in here live and direct, man. You know, we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. Shout out to Pro Me Co. Aaron McHenry, Vale in the building. Shout out to the GMS fam for pulling up expeditiously. I got to use that word today, man, because one of the topics of today is our good brother T.I., a.k.a. Tip Harris. We're going to talk about that later. You know, we got to get to some of the good stuff first. What up, Sanaa? What up, Southern California? DJ, Freak Nick, Glittery Bubbles, Theodora, NYC in the building. What's going on, y'all, man? What's going on? Let's talk about this, man. We got a lot to discuss, a lot to go over. But first and foremost, man, we gotta stay on this hot topic right now, man. The stuff that's going on with Gabrielle Union and Boosie. Now, nothing has been said between those two particular parties since everything happened, but you know, other people have had to chime in to give their opinions on how they feel about the situation. And inevitably, one of those people that chimed in was Corey Holcomb. Now, I've seen a few other people talk about this situation and how they feel. And the one thing that I can gather from it is, you know, of course you can throw the label around, you know, they'll try to throw any label on you. But at the same time, the one thing that I'm not hearing more concern about is the fact that children are involved. Because it's not just Zaya Wade and the things that Zaya is doing, but Zaya has now taken on the responsibility to be an advocate and to be an inspiration for other kids to follow suit. And we haven't got to a time where, you know, kids at a certain age could be making lifelong decisions for themselves that they may regret later on in life. And I'm going to bring up a point to that later on when we talk about another instance. But I want to start with this situation, man, and the things that Corey had to say about Gabrielle Union. Why don't y'all take a listen to how he reacted to what she had to say, testing Boosie's manhood. Listen to this.
Your son dresses like a girl and y'all give it your blessing. that's going to make people say things. Why are you acting like somebody is attacking you when you have sacrificed your child for the internet? The little boy all over the internet in dresses and lipsticks and all, like, you think anybody gonna say nothing?
Exactly.
And now somebody got to be gay because they said something about it. Just like Lil Nas X. When you see this man, that doesn't normalize for us 100 types. Well, that ain't normal. We ain't gonna never accept that as normal. It's always gonna be looked at the way it's looked at, and we gonna speak on it. Even though they trying to write laws where we can't even speak on it. Yeah. They be ready to take your show off the air for simply opening your mouth about it. Them people ain't right. And Gabrielle, you ain't right for having problems with the backlash, with having a little boy dressed like he dressed. The mama got an issue with it. Did you hear that, Gabrielle? The mama of the little boy got an issue with it. Who are you? You a bust down from Hollywood. D. Wade and you both made for each other, if you ask me. He get down in the streets, you get down in the streets. I know Lil Damon Wayans Jr. Man, Damon Wayans Jr. told me the funniest joke ever on the airplane about when D. Wade was in L.A. and he smashed his girl. You know, Damon Wayans Jr. was dating that girl. D. Wade got pregnant out here. He went raw in her. And Lil Damon Wayans Jr. was telling me, he really saved my life.
Oh, man.
Before I continue, I will say this. Some of the same points were made. You know, I talked about this situation on Monday. Some of the things that I heard that was similar to the things I was saying was about the fact that, you know, as soon as the first thing somebody does to try to combat what you're talking about when it comes to the LGBTQ community, especially when you're somebody like Boosie is, they'll try to throw that label on you or try to make it seem like you're a closet, you know, gay person, or you really like men on the low and you can't cope with it. So you're out here, you know, talking crazy and always got something to say about the LGBTQ community. It can never just be because somebody's against it. Like, and I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for what I've seen from Boosie. Boosie's clearly against it, but the only way that they can come back with something to try to talk crazy or to try to say something to try to offend the person that's speaking on the situation is to try to say, oh, well, I think you're gay. And like I said before, I think that the people who are, in my opinion, the people that are down low, that like that shit on the low, are the individuals that go out of their way to speak on it whenever. Not because they saw a headline or they saw some trending topics. See, Boosie spoke on these situations because they were trending topics. They were happening at the time. When Lil Nas X did his video grinding up and down on Lucifer, that was trending. It was a popular topic, and Boosie wasn't the only person that was talking shit. It's just that when you have a lot of notoriety and you say some shit, then the magnifying glass goes on you, because at the end of the day, these certain people who run these social media platforms and stay in the cancel culture and in the PC culture type shit, they will make sure that there is a scapegoat. They'll make sure there's a face of hatred and not a face of logic when it comes to certain situations. So they'll take the most, who they think is the most ignorant person, and try to magnify their comments to make it seem like that's what the majority thinks, or the majority echoes the same exact sentiments as the person that's speaking it. People may feel similar to how he feels. They may think it's wrong. They may feel like this is a child. I can't back a child making a lifelong decision like that without, you know, actually considering how they may feel in the future. They can't take logic like that. When logic is spoken and common sense is spoken, people crumble. So they have to take people who necessarily can't speak and articulate themselves in a way where people can understand it from a logical standpoint, but understand it from a hateful place, and then they amplify that shit. Now listen to something else. Listen to more of what Corey had to say.
Get what I'm saying? man. It's like, yo, Gabrielle Union and D Wade, them freaks. But you don't put that off on no child and encourage him being no freak. What do you think that represents? Look at this boy. Look at her, first of all. That's a makeup face, by the way. That ain't how she really look. I ain't saying she ugly, but that ain't how she really look. Look at this little boy. Do you think this little boy should be allowed to parade around like that long as he ain't paying rent? That's how you do if you pay rent. If you pay rent, then you can do that. But if you allow a little boy to come into the ridicule game, as y'all have done, that picture is going to bring ridicule to that little boy. That is a little boy. And you got him thinking everything normal, and what's y'all problem? No.
I have to agree.
And let me speak on that too. Shout out Joe Blast. Joe said, I ain't for it either. It ain't about, and it ain't got nothing to do with phobia. Now, here's the thing, man. As you start to realize what a lot of this type of stuff is about and what type of, angle they pushing or what type of agenda certain people are pushing, you'll see that these key words get used to just to automatically dismiss whatever you're talking about. So when it comes to a Kyrie, or when it comes to a Boosie, or when it comes to certain people, they'll label them shit. They'll label Kyrie anti-Semitic without actually listening to the logic and common sense behind why he wants to research his history. You know what I'm saying? Instead of understanding why he's watching that documentary or trying to figure out what his history is, knowing damn well what the history of how they treat our history, black history in this country, people don't want to hear that. People don't want to accept that. There's a lot of people, especially white people, that don't want to take accountability in this country because they feel like they don't have to, which is crazy to me because, Kanye says something, and Kanye's going to keep saying stuff. I don't want to keep bringing Kanye up, but there was a point that was made that I want to bring up. Now, although I don't feel the same way as Kanye, I understand his point in this. When he says that people or Jewish people shouldn't tell him who to love, so he starts saying that he loves everybody, even the Nazis and shit like that. That's the type of shit that, like, you gotta understand where somebody comes from in that instance, because he said they should just let it go. It happened. They should just let it go. When I heard that, I took Kanye out of that, and I only listened to the words. And to me, I interpreted, because I've been saying this over and over again for years, that when it comes to our history, listen to me, hear me out. When it comes to our history, black people's history, not only have they tried to actively erase it, but every single time slavery is brought up or reparations are brought up, we are told to get over it, or it didn't happen to us, or the white people that we're talking to weren't slave owners and weren't masters or never beat and killed and raped slaves. We are always constantly told that so much over the decades that people actually start to believe in it and actually disregard us, even our own people. So if y'all can't get over Hitler, which is extremely understandable, don't tell us what to get over. Don't tell us that we weren't there. Don't tell us that we weren't slaves. Don't tell us that we aren't owed reparations when motherfuckers have never rectified the situation or actually took real accountability or actually paid repercussions for their actions. And that's the truth. So, taking Kanye away from that actual statement, what I saw with that was just a reverse of what happens to us on a daily basis. Not saying that's where Kanye's coming from, because I wholeheartedly believe that Kanye is searching for white validation, and he's hoping that, he can stay in the graces of white people, good white people in his eyes. But when I heard that statement, Kanye didn't even pop into my head. I started thinking about every single back and forth, every debate, every argument that I've got into it on social media or wherever with people who literally disregard our history. So let that be a lesson for everybody out here to not let anybody make you feel uncomfortable or let anybody silence you or make anybody feel like your history doesn't matter in this country. Because time and time again, we have to be reminded about other people's traumas and have to care and have to show grace and have to do X, Y, and Z because of other people's traumas and the things that their ancestors went through. Because imagine if I told a Jewish person who was mad about Kanye and we going back and forth and mad about Kyrie and throwing around anti-Semitic label. Imagine if I told him to get over it, or you weren't there back in the Holocaust. You weren't there in those gas chambers. You weren't dealing with none of that. Imagine if I said that to them. We got to keep it real about the situation at hand, which is why I stopped listening to a lot of people that tried to come to my inbox or tried to come to me personally to try to tell me about how certain shit is when I know how it is, when I see how it is. I'm not blind. I'm not stupid. I am a black man in America having to grow up in this shit and see what the fuck is happening on a daily basis. It's like people dismiss what you actually see. That goes with police brutality, whatever the case may be. It don't matter what it is. We see this shit happening on a daily basis, but get disregarded. Now, I know I went on a little bit of a tangent, but this all plays into how people view us. You can take this situation with a Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade and Zaya Wade, and they can take that family and make that family the poster family of the black community to try to help change the minds or try to make people follow suit with the Wade family, when it should be about individuality. But that's just me. Now, we're probably going to hear a lot more about this situation in the coming days and weeks. Probably hear more people have an opinion on what's going on with them too. But as that happens, you know, we'll keep you updated. There's a lot more we got to talk about too. You know, Corey brought up, you know, the real reason why Precise is no longer on the 5150 show, and I found it to be very interesting that he would bring this situation up now. And it was at a time where, you know, nobody was referencing, you know, the quote unquote dope fiend. Nobody was saying anything. He just kind of brought it up, and it made me think about, you know, him and Darlene's relationship, or you know, what they've possibly been through over the years, or may have possibly did over the years. But, you know, we've been under the impression. Now, here's the thing. I've called this out before. Anything that has happened involving, excuse me, Precise in the 5150 show, I've pretty much called before it happened. The episode where things finally boiled over with him and D, when D basically put him on blast for wanting her, and he came back with all the bullshit and all the talking shit and whatnot. I knew then that there was a problem in the dynamic between Precise and D. So I called it how it was. I said this was an instance where clearly we saw Precise pushing up on D, or giving D compliments, or making little side sexual comments towards D, and talking about what he would do and what he could do and all types of shit, just on some aggressive predator type shit. Like, it was just, you see it. I ain't gotta explain it. You seen it. Now, and I said at that moment, see, when you're a guy who feels like you can get any girl you want, you can feel like you can pull any chick, you can seduce it, whatever the fuck, and you got that much confidence about yourself, it hurts even more when the girl you actually digging or crushing on or actually want to smash is letting you know that she is not interested in you. And not only is she letting you know she's not interested in you, but she's letting thousands of people who are watching live know that. So it doesn't just hit you the way that it would hit a motherfucker if he was just chilling at the crib texting the girl that he had a crush on and told her, and she's like, yeah, you know, it's not working out. Nah, his ego got crushed. And that's what sparked the back and forth, and him basically lying, saying he didn't want her whatever the fuck. He basically lied and act like he didn't want her, if was never interested. And we all know that was the case. Now, Corey, you know, over these past, you know, couple months since Precise's hiatus, he was bringing up the drug factor, and everybody pretty much was under the assumption that this man was hitting the ski slopes relentlessly, and that's the reason why he is no longer on the show. You know, he said he wanted Precise to get help. Everybody was like, go to rehab, all this other shit. But last night, it got confirmed. What I thought in the beginning and what I called in the beginning was the fact that he was doing too much around not just D, but women in general. And that's what got him to be pushed back, because anything, and I said this in a live as well, I said anything that this nigga does around you or anybody else or Corey is going to reflect on Corey, and Corey's going to have to deal with the repercussions of Precise's actions. And not that it was me who made that difference, but I think that same thing popped into Corey's head to where he was like, this motherfucker gonna get me in another lawsuit. The next woman this man decides to scream and grab, it's gonna be on me. So I gotta do something about it. Now, this is what Corey had to say about what really happened and why Precise is no longer on the show. Listen up.
D is an attractive woman, though.
Oh,
That's why the dope
finally,
up here.
finally, what?
Shit, they used to be.
No, the dope
Used to be.
thing-
You with that? You gonna get it, Mr. Holcomb.
It's been enough time, I'ma say it. When you used to tell me that the dope fiend doing too much, I ain't never seen you say that. You normally handle your own business.
Who's the dope fiend? What are you talking about?
You don't know
Who the dope fiend is? Everybody knows
Oh, shit. My bad. Okay, for a
He
second.
was doing too much.
Okay, the flu still has my mind a little laggy.
Okay, D, that's good cap right there.
I swear to God, for a hot second, I didn't know who you're talking about because there's so many people you call that. I don't even know what's his name.
Oh.
The comedian, the other one.
D tried to act like she didn't know
You
who the
called him
dope
dope
fiend
fiend?
A lot of
was.
motherfuckers don't. Because I've seen him grab women that he don't even know. He that type of motherfucker. He put his hands on women. That's when I told the dope fiend, you gotta get some help, dude. I can't have you up here just running around, and I got people complaining about you because I found out.
I was not the only one. I'm not the reason.
I found out when Zoe beat up. Do you know if something happened and you don't do nothing about it, people can sue you?
I didn't know that.
This is what I want y'all to know. If I don't do nothing about it, I could get sued. So I had.
Oh shit! I got a little list for you. I don't care because you already know what was gonna happen.
It went on too far.
Now, I don't know what be going on through Precise's mind. I don't know what his daily life looks like. I don't know what his to-do list looks like. Maybe he writes down, wake up, scream, hit the ski slopes, grab bitches, and repeat. I don't know if that's what he does or not, but this was something that is not just a rumor. We we see it. As a matter of fact, he kind of talks about, not even talks about that moment, but he posts up that moment on his YouTube page of him doing exactly that. And a matter of fact, not even in one instance, but two different instances. There was one video that Precise posted of him standing there singing. I forgot what song he was singing. He's singing some Negro spiritual, and this white lady walked past, and he just started yelling. Like he did this long ass run and then stopped. And like, I don't know, man. I want to find it. Let me find it. Let me see if it's still on the interweb. Sorry if this shit starts skipping, but it's because I'm going through web browsers and shit, and you know my shit's not strong enough to handle that. So bear with me, my beautiful black Nubian queens and kings. Listen, hold on. Let me see. I gotta check this nigga videos because I know it's somewhere in here, but I need to show y'all the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Let's see. Here we go. Mr. Precise 8. Let's go to the shorts. It has to be in the shorts, man. Let's see. What if he deleted it because he was insecure about niggas saying he scream at bitches? I hope he didn't. He should stand firm in his awkwardness. Where's this video, man? My nigga said, yeah. Oh, here it is. Here it is. We have to play this.
That's beta right there.
Like, what the?
Beta right there.
Nigga, what is that?
Right there.
Yo, my nigga.
That's beta right there.
What is that? What is that, dog? That shit is so fucking crazy. I mean, and look. Man, you could say that's just the person's personality. That's just how they act. You know, everything is cool. You know, I mean, he's just hyper. Maybe it was just really good blow that day. I don't fucking know. But he held on to that note for a very long time. And he actively tried to scare a white woman. You can't do that as a dreadhead black man. Do you understand? All that woman had to do was say that you harassed her. Then it would have put you in a situation you don't want to be in, man. And I know you don't deserve that situation either. See, Precise isn't a bad guy. I think Precise just, first of all, he's a veteran. And whatever he dealt with in his time while serving this country, I feel like that played a lot of a part of how he is today. So I don't want to, you know, how does the LGBTQ community say about Dave Chappelle? I don't want to punch down on Precise, but I will say this, man. The signs led straight to exactly what Corey was talking about on the show, and we saw it firsthand between him and D. So I don't know, man. It was a very weird situation, but I know that, you know, we may hear a response from Precise, you know, in the next day or two when it comes to this situation. We'll probably hear more jabs at D, probably more at Marcus. I don't know, but we'll see. Now, speaking of D, there was a term that came up that had me laughing pretty fucking hard. Deranged Darlene. Did y'all hear about deranged Darlene? Was that did y'all catch that segment? If you didn't, I need y'all to listen to this.
It's different situations, man.
No, D get mad because D sometimes don't really take consideration things that she's done.
No, it's not. No, first of all, I'm not mad at that situation would happen. I don't do.
Hold up, I gotta answer this question. He said, Cosmic Drip said, why did he feel comfortable coming at Darlene like that though? The same reason he probably felt comfortable coming at Marcus' mom, because he can't actually, I don't think he actually comprehends that. Like, I think Precise believes that he's so attractive and so entertaining and so, you know, so interesting that anybody wants to hold a conversation, or anybody's interested, or anybody wants to be around him. So when it comes to women specifically, because he has told himself over and over again that he sings the elastic off of bitches' draws, I think he actually believes that. So he will go and approach any woman and feel confident enough that he's going to stick that, knowing damn well, or at least the people around him knowing damn well, how that comes off.
Do that kind of thing on a regular.
But back to
hold on, D.
deranged
Hold
Darlene.
Hold on, D.
And
me
it
ask
was
you
with my
something.
dude. It wasn't no guy that I'm just sleeping
Okay,
with.
hold on, D. Let me show you
That
something.
has me in a crazy category like you did.
Don't get mad. Let me show you something. In your book,
Yeah.
is it something about burning a bed?
Uh-oh.
That was my mother, dummy.
Uh-oh.
She tried to kill me the night before, Corey.
Damn.
The bitch didn't knock out, so I burnt the bed, and she still got up.
Corey's evil.
At least my bitch ain't try to motherfucker hit me with a bat.
Oh, yeah.
Corey, you didn't try strangling her the night before, so stop. Now you're trying to bring in stuff like that. That's so
No,
off the
I'm
wall.
trying to show you things where you done snapped.
No, but I'm not saying this.
Oh, yeah,
you're not
dude.
saying this person snapped. You already said that you had this person in a crazy cuckoo category,
Yes.
but yet you still were with this person in public.
I
OD.
expect the
Well
worst
then,
out of most of the women I've
well
met in my
then, there
life.
you
D.
go. I'm
Deranged
just saying, I don't
Darlene.
play. No, I'm not deranged. That
Deranged
woman was beating me my entire childhood. So at one point I said no.
How she would beat you like she was giving you whoopings?
Everybody. Rosie would have saw you. She probably would have whipped your ass
I'm
too.
talking about how she whooping you. Who?
That
Be
was
like,
my.
who is that little pimp action figure?
Exactly. No, that was my mother, Mark. You got to read the book.
No, I'm
You got to read
talking
the
about,
book.
was she was like getting you whoopings, like you was getting in trouble and she'll whoop you?
No, we're talking about like physical fights.
was beating
like
your ass, like
yeah, like
punching
if
you.
you saw, like if you were fighting somebody in the street. No.
That's it. One of them Apple.
14?
D has inherited the sins of her mother. That's right. The things Darlene has partaken in life, starting with the burning of the bed. I think that's where it started. Once you burn a bed with your mama in it, I think that starts a trend of don't push me too far because I will take it to where you won't expect it. Corey likes to bring up the time she chased Ice-T in a car. But I mean, come on, man. We talking about women here. No disrespect to the women in the chat, but there's a lot of stories about women doing crazy shit once they get mad at their man. Now, I don't think D's a nut. I don't think she's crazy. I don't think she will just, out of nowhere do some crazy shit. But I do think that she does sometimes feel in denial of like the traits of a woman. You know what I'm saying? You can't hide the fact that, you'll get emotional or that you do because she's around men most of the time. So she doesn't want to feel like she's the dainty little, emotional woman that always gets mad. But, at the same time, man, this is the type of shit we was talking about last week when we were talking about D being on the show and, and how the dynamic is when she's there in the conversations. It's like there's no actual dialogue, like no conversation between them, like no healthy debate. It's either they gonna argue or they just gonna talk about certain topics together. So at this point, it seems to me that Corey and Darlene, they just need to get married. Corey needs to finalize his divorce with his current wife that he's separated with. And I think he should just put a ring on Darlene's finger and say, you know what? I know you already know how I roll. You've been here from day one. I'm putting a ring on your finger because you stayed around and you've been there for me and you've supported me all through the years, even after all these hoes and after all this money I done spent on this ass. You was right here, right next to me, making it happen. So I think that we may see a happy ending. See, it's going to take Corey to be until he get all the grays in his beard. And when all the hoes actually stop fucking with him because his shit ain't working no more, then he going to have to turn to D and look to D to be his comfort. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he better do it now before it's too late, before one of these short bald head niggas with Asperger's pull up and sweep D off her feet. Oh, why you gotta be a nigga with Down syndrome, man? Fuck. But no, that's how I feel. I really do feel that way. I think they have a dynamic that's pretty dope. And it happens like they bicker like an old married couple already. Why the fuck not? Let me read some of y'all comments, man. Glittery said poor Marcus don't know the difference between discipline and abuse. Let's see. Cosmic Drift said Darlene has the mindset of a young females for the streets. I'm being serious too. She's legit out there. Oh, word. He said something I noticed. The chat said Corey married sometimes. Darlene, instead of denying being with a married, she laughed it off. 304 vibes heavy. Oh, damn. I didn't notice that. He said he need to go ahead and fog them glasses. Nigga say he need to go ahead and fog them glasses, man. Have D on there fucking burping up crickets, man, hitting it from the back. Y'all seen D's cameo? I seen somebody put that in the comment section of the 5150. It was like, y'all seen D's cameo? She be on there trying to make niggas. I said, what? I went to the cameo to watch the videos on there, man. There's only a few videos up there, but there was one video. It looked like she had on like a not a bikini top, but like some type of swimwear, some type of shirt that was showing, you know, a lot of cleavage. And she was like talking all sensual, talk to a nigga that was overseas serving the country and shit. So, you know, she was trying to make the nigga feel good. You know what I'm saying? He's stationed over somewhere. He ain't got no women around him. He probably in his thoughts all day, beating his jerky, and then finally he got a cameo from Darlene with the titties out. He said, ooh wee. Nigga was happy as hell. Shout out to Darlene though for doing that, man. You know, that's a good thing. You know, you gotta support our troops any way that you can. Them niggas be over there sacrificing their lives, man. Let them niggas bust a nut every once in a while. Speaking of busting nuts, TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. Now, that's not Amy. That's his actual wife. Now, I don't know if she left him yet, but I wanted to put this tweet up specifically because I wanted to talk about something different in a different angle than just talking about the fact that them niggas had affairs, because motherfuckers have affairs all the fucking time. Ain't shit new. The reactions to the affair. Now, these two, not these two, but TJ, you know, the guy here and his co-host on Good Morning America, Amy Robach, they got suspended or fired actually from Good Morning America. They no longer work there because an affair that they've been having. They got followed. They had the investigators on their ass, and this is what happened. But fuck all that. Who gives a fuck? It's bound to happen. You motherfuckers always around each other, always doing shit together. These niggas probably don't see their spouses as enough as they see their co-hosts. It's probably gonna end up happening, especially if you're a nigga that has a coworker that is on your dick. Now, this lady right here, man, no disrespect to TJ's wife, but the person that tweeted this was like, I'm sorry. TJ Holmes cheated with Amy Robach and he's married to this beautiful woman. I hate men. Well, you're going to hate men a lot more in your life. And also, that was some wild projection because I'm pretty sure you got cheated on maybe in your lifetime with a chick that you probably felt looked better than you, but then you was like, no, I'm a fucking 10, or your family or your friends were like, no, you a bad bitch. You fine as hell. That bitch ain't got shit on you. And that nigga's dumb as hell for choosing the bitch that was, but all that type of shit. But what y'all got to stop doing, man, is equating looks to somebody cheating. Stop equating that shit. Beauty. You see what my man said down here? Beauty has nothing to do with it. Why do people always equate physical traits with cheating and affairs? It's superficial. It is. Don't matter what the fuck she looked like. And then on top of that, this is more about holding on to your confidence as a woman. Women have to stop looking at how another woman looks if they get cheated on. Please understand that a lot of these niggas out here would just hit something. A lot of niggas would just hit something. It had nothing to do with whether they thought the girl was finer than you, if she was better than you, if she contributed more than you. It's probably because the nigga just wanted to bust a nut. Women, on the other hand, I don't know. I feel like they feelings be involved. They really like the nigga they fucking. Other niggas, they get done busting a nut. They don't want to see the bitch again. But that's neither here nor there. We have to stop equating the two because it doesn't actually fucking matter. What probably, see, here's the questions that a lot of these same women don't ask. What was going on in their personal life, in their personal relationship? Because yes, it is true. Some niggas just cheat to cheat. Some niggas just want to bust a nut, and that's going to happen. But don't negate the fact that things may be happening in a relationship that will make people turn to certain things. Not saying it's right, not saying you're supposed to, not saying it makes everything okay, but this is a human trait. We see it time and time again. What was happening? Was she going berserk in the crib? Was she constantly nagging him? Was she disrespecting? Was she taking money from this nigga? Was she fucking around with somebody on the side and he didn't bring it up, so he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start trying to fuck my co-host because this bitch at home taking D while I'm out here doing marathons with this bitch? We don't ever ask those questions, because the thing about social media and putting these stories out there and putting these headlines out there is that they immediately demonize the people involved. You know what also is crazy about this situation is that I don't believe that nobody didn't know that these two was fucking. Now, there was a tweet from last year from somebody saying, hey, look at the way Amy looks at TJ. Now, if they not sleeping together, they will be soon. This was a whole year ago. There was something going on, I feel like, in my personal opinion, in this man's personal life, in his marriage with his woman, that made him say, fuck it, I'm not finna go smash one of these random chicks out here when I'm on vacation or out here with no name. I'm going to smash my co-host, who has probably been around my wife, who has probably all types of shit, sat there and listened to the problems that we were having. See, that's another thing women do too. See, let's talk about Amy for a second. Amy's married too. I can see it right now. Oh, I'm not getting enough attention. Oh, he's not holding me the way he used to hold me. He's not telling me I'm pretty or he loves me. He's not doing this. And all that, the little affectionate shit that you be looking for, you find little bits and pieces of it at work or outside from another person. It's enough for you to go ahead and start fucking on a nigga because you found comfort in somebody who is temporarily doing some shit that you would have had a lifetime of with your husband. Y'all gotta give some niggas some grace too. Y'all be trying to y'all want the world. Y'all want niggas to do every single thing in the book. Y'all want men to be extra fucking all types of shit all the fucking time. Give a nigga some grace. A motherfucker married you. Now, I'm not saying that it means something, because we see divorce rates, we see how people treat certain people, but please understand, you go out of your way to cheat on me after we've been married and I ain't did shit to you, you's a rotten, dirty bitch. My man said the thrill of the hunt. L.H. Groves said, GMS, when the average married man cheats is due to the lack of emotional support from the wife. This is how a 5 with a wonderful, attentive personality can get a man with a dime wife. Whoo! Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about, no, she did. We're not talking about my personal situation. We're talking about this situation and just things that I've seen over the years. You know what I'm saying? Me and my fiance are good. You know what I'm saying? But with this situation, that makes, and here's another thing. Like I said, you don't know what was going on with TJ's marriage and the shit that his wife was doing behind the scenes. You know, they automatically become the victim because a nigga cheated. But then once you get to the meat and potatoes of the situation, you start bringing up everything that has been happening over the years, then people shut the fuck up because they realize, oh, these motherfuckers were in a relationship for years and, you know, who knows what the fuck happened. Y'all act like the nigga got married yesterday and showed up on Good America with his motherfucking dick out, ready to smash Amy. Like, I mean, come on. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And this whole and this narrative of he's married to this beautiful woman. I hate men. Stop using looks as a reason to try to validate why niggas do what they do. These are human traits. Speaking of human traits, there's this one human trait that we love to put on blast and glorify in the community, and that's snitching. Which brings me to my next topic. T.I. finally confessed to snitching. Now, if y'all don't know, there's been multiple reports of T.I. being a snitch or him telling and him doing XYZ. And he is always, and I mean wholeheartedly 1,000 million billion trillion % denied it every single time. Every single time. Then, all of a sudden, he woke up one day, went on his podcast, and said this.
How we going through the court process? And so we caught no gun cases, 2 died. And, you know, my lawyer said, well, you know, I can make everything go away if it was Tramel's. After he had passed, I had a talk with him.
What you say?
She said, I take all the charges you got. If you can walk away free and put it on me, goddamn right.
So is that what boys giving you shit about because you put it on?
Nah, hell no.
Okay.
Nah. Don't nobody even know about that. I just volunteered. This don't nobody even know about that. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
That's the only time I done never said or gave no information about nobody. Because that's my cousin, my big cousin. He was dead, and he told me that it was okay. How we going through the court process? And so we caught no gun cases, 2.
Now, what do y'all think about that? I have to be and be honest, man. Don't think of it from a street standpoint or for anything like that. Think about what he said and give me your honest opinion on how you feel about what T.I. said. Now, I do think that this would have been something better if he would have actually came out with this years before, so that the whole snitch argument back and forth and him trying to deny shit would have never happened. But how do you react to somebody who snitched on somebody who was already dead? I mean, that person can't pay the consequences for their actions because they dead. And hold up, here's a bigger question. How is that even a deal? You think the justice system is like, oh, well, you know, he died. That means we don't take nobody else who was involved. We don't. No, they want a body in a cell. So if this man died, guess who else is next up to bat who was involved in the situation? So that was very interesting to me, man. I don't know. Somebody fill me in on how that works. If you have time hanging over your head and somebody gives you a deal to say, hey, you don't have to spend no time in jail if you just say this was so-and-so's, but the person's dead, how the fuck does that work in the system? Do I have any legal experts in the chat? King Gambit said, if you white, you get that deal. Yeah, it does kind of sound like a white deal, doesn't it? That does sound like a white deal. Black Hippie Ricky, what's going on, family? He said, they pretty much want cases solved. If they have a witness, they'll be willing to take the information. It's still a win to them. It's still a W. But I thought the whole point was to fill up the prisons. Cosmic said, like I said, he told more than that. He's just comfortable saying what he said because Gangsta Williams just came out with the same story. Gangsta from the Real Hot Boys did the same thing. That's why Birdman don't fuck with him. Now, so I did see a video. Actually, I'm glad y'all brought that up because I wouldn't even think about that. I saw a video of a guy asking if T.I. and I forgot who else, but he named somebody else, if these people are going to get the same type of attention or same type of backlash as he did for doing the same exact thing. Now, I don't know his situation and what he did specifically, but if he's saying he did the same thing where somebody's deceased and he basically just put them on the line to help save his ass who's alive, then yeah, that'll be a very valid question to ask. What up, Ben Frank? Roger Andrews says big fish to fry if info can be found, which is why what Cosmic said probably holds more weight. He probably told more, but this is probably what he's comfortable with enough saying because it will help kind of validate or make other people feel comfortable in, you know, for one, the people that said T.I. was a snitch, but then have the people on the other side will say, well, the nigga was dead. Why does it even matter? I don't even think he could be a snitch if somebody did. You know what I'm saying? Like, the argument's just going to get twisted and then it's going to just die out. Which, in his defense, I guess is a smart move to do, but at the same time, you know, niggas that know and have common sense know that there was more that was probably said in that instance. Now, moving away from T.I., because I want to keep talking about legal problems, let's talk about Tory Lanez. Now, we all know Tory is now on trial right now, and he is being charged by the state of California, not Meg Thee Stallion, but the state of California. They just had him on house arrest. They took him off house arrest and then immediately added a third felony charge as he awaits opening statements in his trial. That, let's see, I had it down here already. That third charge, all right, it says prosecutors added a new charge of discharging a firearm with gross negligence on Monday amid ongoing jury selection in the case. So while they're doing jury selection, they decide to add a third charge, which is crazy because there's a whole thing about witness tampering and or coercing the witnesses, or not the witnesses, but the jury, and you know, trying to convince or sway the jury. How much more swaying can you get when you add a third felony charge as they're in the motion of selecting jury? Why wasn't this third charge added before? They're really trying hard to pin this down, and I feel like because they did that shows actually that they're fighting against not having as much evidence as they should. Adding another charge just looks good. This should have been a charge that was already put in place months ago. Because isn't this whole thing about him shooting her? I don't know. This case to me looks crazy. And what's even more crazy is the conviction of people and how confident they are at feeling like they know for a fact that this man did what he's being accused of. I have no dog in this race because I'm neither no type of fucking fan of either. I do have a few Tory Lanez songs in my playlist. I can't lie. But that doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and try to advocate or defend the man if he did something wrong. I'm one of the people, one of the rare individuals who's sitting back and waiting for the actual facts to be presented, to wait to hear what actually happened, to hear the evidence, to actually know if this man is guilty or not. But the way that society is set up and the way that social media is set up, people are convinced that they are right about a situation that they were not present for. And to hear the type of shit that they were saying, it's crazy. You can type Tory Lanez in Twitter right now, right? You're not going to get majority updates from the trial. What you're going to get is tweets from other people. Let me show you by example. Hold up, I hope no porn pops up because Twitter's very known for porn now. Tweets from other people that are talking shit about Tory Lanez. Not the news updates, not shit about the trial, but people's personal opinions that are against Tory Lanez, which is only there to sway opinions. Somebody came up with this tweet saying even if Tory Lanez is found not guilty, that they would still feel the same way. And their reasoning for still feeling the same way is because of the fact that us black men always talk about the justice system not actually working out or prevailing. So because black men have expressed over the years the treatment that they've gotten by the police and by other and by other institutions, you feel like because the justice system doesn't work all the time, that you can just come up with a theory that even if he's not guilty, he's guilty. No, it's your hatred. We have a lot of these, and I believe this is happening more and more every day. We have a lot of Kendra G clones out here. Oh, not Kendra G, sorry, excuse me, apologies, Kendra. Cynthia G. Sorry, I get those two mixed up because they got the G's at the end, and it's like Cynthia, Kendra, it's like, fuck. But Cynthia G. And a lot of people that have this perception or have this feeling of black men already and already feel like black men are on their side. See, one of the main things I see from the people that are convinced that this man is guilty is the fact that he dates mostly light-skinned girls or some shit, or he doesn't date dark-skinned girls. And like, bro, let that fucking hurt go. Let that hurt go. You mad at somebody else choosing whatever they choose when they wouldn't have never chose you specifically in the first place. You not even on their radar, and it's a lot of the pick me attitudes. It's not even because these women care about how other women feel. No, it's only about how they feel and what they went through. So they go and project that shit on the internet. Oh, a nigga that you wanted didn't choose you. He chose the lighter skinned girl. Now you don't like black men or dark skinned men or black men in general, because you feel like they gonna choose the other girl instead of you. The pick me always is the loudest in these situations. I don't hear nobody on these social platforms talking about, hey, let's wait and see if this is. It's all one-sided. That's where this social media shit has gotten us lately. And speaking of social media and where it's gotten us lately, I have to talk about this shit because this shit is ridiculous. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this streamer by the name of EDP445. He is a large black fellow who is a diehard Eagles fan and also has been caught up over the past few years being a pedophile. He got caught talking to an underage girl. That went viral, and now I think, matter of fact, he's been caught a few times actually, and people have brought up the fact that he tries to groom younger girls and shit like that. And then now he has been subsequently caught again. Now this situation is a little tricky. Yeah. A little tricky. Before I play this video, I need y'all to understand something real quick. Please understand that I am in no way, shape, or form, and never will support, defend, or back any type of pedophilia ever in life, ever, never, ever. All right? What I am going to talk about in this situation is the fact that there was an individual who knew what they were doing, knew who they were talking to, and purposely did this for clout. So let's say this, right? There's this girl who went on the internet and told this nigga EDP445 that she was 18 years old. I don't know how old this guy is, but I know he's well over 18 or well over the age of 18. He is nowhere near young. She hit this man up, told him that she was 18, and got him and said that she was trolling. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you hear what she said. But it went apparently too far. And as a matter of fact, the girl is in fact 17. So she did this to get a known pedophile caught up and to get clout and to get interviews and to talk about what she did. Listen to this and tell me what you think.
You knew what he looked like, right?
Yeah. I was just really trolling him. Like in the group chat, like when we made that group chat, we were literally just trolling him. And like he just took it too damn far. Like he started like personally like DMing me and like saying
he fell for it again.
Fly me out and he's gonna like nut in me and shit.
So on here it says, "Don't let anyone ever tell you you aren't beautiful, not even me. You deserve the best. Trust me, if I was in Louisiana, it'd be a beat down your door, smothering you with flowers and hugs. You just better prepare yourself because I'm showering you on the entire world."
Now, I haven't seen all the text messages. This guy is a weirdo. That is a fact. But if I am a woman, I'm not finna go to Bill Cosby's house and have drinks with this nigga. I'm not finna go meet up with Harvey Weinstein at a hotel room so I can audition for a movie. I am not hopping on a plane with Chris Tucker to go to Epstein Island. I am not doing what I already have heard has been a road to nothing, and to disaster, and to trauma, and to pain, and to misfortune. I am not going down that route. So the fact that this girl decided to do this, when she wasn't on no creep watchers or no let's try to get this, let's try to expose this pedophile. He's already been exposed. We know what he is. You did that for fun. You did that so you could make a viral moment. And I see people trying to make excuses, which is crazy, because like the same people that are making excuses for this 17-year-old girl who knew exactly what she was doing when she messaged this guy for some clout are throwing up excuses because she's 17. But when our 17-year-olds and 16 and 15 and 14 and 13 and 12-year-olds are in situations, people come up with reasons why they shouldn't do shit, or why they were in a position to know what they were doing at the time. They're just kids. No, these kids are fucking nuts. And if I was this girl's parent, especially her dad, bitch, give me your phone. You can't use this motherfucker until you get enough money to move the fuck out. Because that's another thing these little kids don't understand. When you do this stupid shit on the internet, people look up your address. You don't have your own place. You live at your mom and dad's house, stupid ass motherfucker. Why the fuck would you put us in a situation where you can get us fucked up because you wanted to go on the internet for some bullshit clout? I'm not with the shit. We have to start holding people accountable, man. Fuck that guy. I don't give a fuck about EDP at all. I hate clout chasers as well. Both things can be true. This man is a sick individual. He's a pedophile. He's a weirdo. And also, you dumb 17-year-old white bitch, you should be ashamed of yourself. Talking about you wanted to go troll a pedophile. What the fuck type of shit these kids be on? Goofy ass shit. See, I like watching videos of people tricking motherfuckers and catching them up, and now you put somebody on blast who could be potentially harming other kids in the area. But now that you know the motherfucker's a pedophile, why the fuck are you volunteering yourself to talk to the nigga? And to try to make a viral moment. Then on top of that, your whole shit is thrown out the window when you lie and try to tell a nigga you are of age. You're 18. That's the part people are trying to sweep under the rug right now. You told the man that you were 18, which is an adult, technically an adult. Now, not that a nigga of his age should be wanting an 18-year-old, but these are the laws of the world. What do you think a nigga that like young girls is gonna do when a young girl hit him up? That shit bothered me, and I'm looking at the people commenting and what the people saying in reactions, and man, get these weirdo kids up out of here too. Put them in a situation. Let them actually go to school. Do y'all realize these kids get phones in school? They still get they get they tech devices. Do y'all know that? I remember when I couldn't be caught with a phone or be caught with any type of electronics or anything at school. Now they got kids with fidget spinners, cell phones, iPads, all types of shit that'll keep them distracted all fucking day. To the point where they be at school trying to text message a whole pedophile all day trying to troll instead of learning some goddamn shit. Man, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go on a tangent because that shit pisses me off. Stay in a child's place, goddammit. Ain't that what our elders told us? Stay in a child's place. Now, last but not least, GMS fam, the Green Room, you know I appreciate y'all so much for always pulling up and showing love and doing y'all due diligence, making sure that y'all support and y'all be in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate that shit a lot. So make sure that you do hit that like button. You follow me on my socials. I will follow everybody back. If you enjoyed today's show, hit that Cash App, man. Support the GMS show in a big way. And also by leaving a comment at the end of the video, man. When you leave comments on these videos, you know, when the live is over, not just in the live chat, but down below the video, when you leave those comments, man, it really helps out with the show, man. So I appreciate y'all, and it helps out with the channel as well. So what I need y'all to do, man, I just posted up a link. We getting back to the music as well. So make sure y'all go hit that link, listen to the new music, go leave a like and comment on that as well. Show some love. You know, your boy is back to rapping, man. Back to bars, man. None of that goofy shit. Y'all make sure y'all go hear that real shit. Let me know what you think, man. Continue to support the GMS show. Y'all know what it is. Where them GMS is at, man? Let me change up the music. I'm changing up the music. Let's go. Smoke something if you got it. Shout out to my YouTube family as well. I don't think I do that enough, man. I make sure I let everybody know about the 3Gs because, you know, Friday nights, man, is where the fun is at. If y'all ain't tuning in for the 3Gs podcast, man, y'all missing out every Friday. It's the most entertaining, the funniest, most insightful podcast that you will ever watch on Friday nights. I promise you. You know I will never steer you wrong. He said, I thought you was Wiz Khalifa. Shout out Wiz Khalifa, by the way, man. It's crazy. Like, quick story real quick. Just a quick story before I get out of here. And then y'all can hit that link that's pinned at the top and go listen to some music. But quick story. I've always been a big fan of Taylor Gang ever since 2009. And I've always supported those guys. Like, even in my early days of, you know, practicing writing and rapping, I would go and listen to Wiz's producers and listen to all they beats that they had out on SoundClick, not SoundCloud, SoundClick. And I would practice writing all my bars and writing whole songs out, verses, choruses, verses, and just literally practicing. And they really indirectly helped me a lot as an artist, you know, develop my rhyming and my bars and my writing and different shit like that. And you know, I've been fortunate enough to meet a few people from that camp. I've still to this day have never met Wiz. I know that day will most likely come, but just, you know, I had an overall respect and love for the camp, the whole entire gang, the whole entire Taylor Gang. So that's why, you know, it's a different type of thing. Like, I don't look at Wiz as the head honcho, even though he is the head honcho. I look at, you know, Taylor Gang as a conglomerate, and I respect every single one of them all the same individually. You know what I'm saying? And I you know, they helped me develop a lot. So I really appreciate those guys, man. And shout out to Currency as well, because I got put on to Currency through Wiz, and, you know, Currency became one of my favorite artists, man. So it was just a domino effect. And I don't talk about it enough, but I think Taylor Gang and Jet Life and just that era of music, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, Big Crit, Mac Miller, you know, Nipsey coming out at the time, and just a whole that era of music was special. And I don't think we'll ever get an era of music like that, a sound like that, ever again. So, you know, I really appreciate those times in the music from that era. So shout out to Wiz, shout out to Taylor Gang, shout out to the GMS fam. I love y'all niggas. I'll see y'all Friday. One love, we out.